Okie dokie nerds, welcome to another vintage video, and it's time for some nonsense. So what we've got here is a dragon combo deck. So the aim of our deck is going to be to animate dead a World Gorger dragon, which will exile all other permanents we control. Okay, and when it comes into play, and that includes the animate dead, which means the animate dead trigger goes off and we sacrifice our dragon. When our dragon dies, we return all of the exiled cards to play, which means the animate dead comes back, which picks up the dragon, which exiles all of our permanents, which means this triggers and this dies and this comes back and picks up this, which exiles this, and we go round and round and round. What that does is with our lands, come back Underground Sea. With our lands, we produce infinite amounts of mana. Fantastic. What do we do with infinite amounts of mana? Well, not a lot, but what we can do is we can ping them a bunch with an Orcish Bowmaster. So that's loads of Bowmaster triggers. What we've also got though is the new card from this set with the dagger, and that's Surveils one on ETB. So if we have Dragon Animate Dead, we're going to surveil our whole deck away. We have in our deck one of these Thassa's Oracles, which means we'll deck ourselves with the Undercity Sewers, and the final Animate Dead, when we've got an empty deck, we'll bring back the Thoracle, and we shall win the game. So, we have got infinite manas, infinite pings, win the game after infinite mills. And how are we getting to that point? Well, we're going to play 4 Entomb, we're just going to tutor our dragon. We'll play 4 Animate Dead, with which we have got Vampiric, Demonic, and a Consult going fine, but that Consult is also going to combo with our Thassa's Oracle, so that's cool. We've got some Griefs, some Force of Wills, a Fluster, a Misstep to stay alive with. Probe, Ancestral Brainstorm, 4x Ponder, a new addition to this deck that I don't think has particularly happened before or recently. And then we've got a Twister, which will combo with our Bowmen, and a Dig Through Time, which goes and finds our 2-card combo Atraxa for fun. So that's the general idea. There's 3 rituals because I was really struggling to make space for this Consult here, and there's 2 reanimates because we've got a Grief Scan package available to us as well. So just we can pick up a Grief, we can pick up an Atraxa. So that's the general idea. Sideboard, 15 cards targeting a variety of decks. We've got Serra's Emissary, a Tabernacle, and 4 Ley Lines. That's going to target the graveyard decks. Echoing Truth, likely to come in every matchup to bounce Leyline of the Void. Long Goodbye, kills Containment Priests, and we can't fight over it. Or they can't fight over it. I played this in Oath the other day, really enjoyed it. 2 Flusterstorms, because combo decks exist. 3 Null Rods, because one of those combo decks is Jewel Shops. That's the idea, that's the plan. We're going to go play with 4 Ponders and 2 Undercity Sewers. Let's see how we do Power, Rituals, Dragons. What more do we want? I'll see you for round 1. Okay, so very briefly, just before we find our first opponent, I sat in the queue for 5 minutes and then noticed I hadn't registered Time Walk. So I've gone and got one of those, and I've dropped one of my 2 reanimates. After that, deck. I have changed my deck, in case any of you caught that I'd failed to register Time Walk. It's now here. I'll see you for round 1. Okay, so welcome to round 1. We're up against Galactic Hitchhiker, and we've won the die roll, which is very exciting. So what have we got here? Not really a lot, right? We've got a Fluster, we've got a Probe, Animate Dead, Consult. It's like I could Consult for Entomb. We could Probe them first. Probe, play a C, counter their spell, or Consult for Entomb, untap Ritual Entomb, Animate Dead. Does that kill though? What does that do? I guess it's an Atraxa in play, I guess. Yeah, let's give it a go. That's what we came here to do, isn't it? So we'll hit him with a Probe directly to the face first of all. Show me your secrets, Mr. Hitchhiker. So we've got Time Vault, Ponder, Necro, Lotus. We've drawn a Force of Will. Okay. Play an Underground Sea. And I might just take a draw step in a moment. No, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to consult for Entomb first. Lotus, sure. Oh, we're going to fight over the Necro, aren't we? This is a Necro deck with a... Is this a Necro deck with Urza's Saga? So it's like a Doomsday Saga thing. Did we both top deck Forcible on the first turn? No, doesn't look like it. I didn't play a Daze or anything like that. So if they drew Fluster, then this is just there. Or they drew Ancestral. Wow. I think going for Misstep is too wild. Okay, they've got an Ancestral. And our Force resolves. So let's consult for Entomb, I guess. Because then I can Entomb an Atraxa. Yeah. Demonic Consultation. Let's say Entomb. We exiled 9 cards. We exiled everything good about our deck. It's quite distressing. What can I Entomb now? Just a Grief? This is annoying. I'm going to walk. I don't have anything big to go for, right? Dark Ritual. Entomb. So what have we got left? Time Twister's gone. World Golden Dragon's gone. Atraxa's gone. 2 Griefs have gone. We've got no way to deal with the Saga in their hand. Time Walk's gone. Fucking hell, we just died instantly. That's not the plan. The plan was not to die that quickly. Let's just animate Dead of Grief. Let's grief them. You've got 2 Sagas. Two Sagas, a Time Vault, a Demonic. Good lord. They kill us next turn. Or they don't kill us next turn. Oh, it was horrific. What a horrific start. Right, never mind. Let's pass the turn. And then we'll go shortly. Oh, God. Live and die by the consult, right? So how do we empty our deck now with no dragon? We can't, can we? It's just, we just die? Dragon and Atraxa getting hit. I feel like that's got to be unlucky. They've got a Saga, which we can't beat, by the way. And they drew Soul Ring for the turn, or off the Ponder. I'd like to draw one of my only other Grief. Vamp. I might actually just use that to find a Grief in a minute. Although by that point the Saga's going to be too much. I think we can basically just concede this game. I just want to see a little bit more of what they're doing. And then we'll give it up, I think. I want to see what they're tutoring for. Time Walk, okay. Alright, yeah. So, we're not going to take another turn in this game because we are dead. I didn't think of that on the consult side of things. That is distressing. Distressing way for this all to turn out so suddenly. But see what they hit us with. Do they play Necro in the Beseeched Storm decks? It's like an interesting thing that I hadn't really considered. Maybe it's Beseech instead of Saga Doomsday. So they found themselves a top. They've got a Demonic Tutor. I'm just going to let them show me more cards is what we're doing at the moment. And then we'll consider how we sideboard. Likely going to be Echoing Truths. And Flusterstorms, right? 2 Flusters, 2 Echoing Truths. Could consider a Null Rod. Or 2. So Demonic, they played an Undercity Sewers tapped from hand. They love the card that they've got. It's the best thing they've ever seen. Let's vamp for Ancestral. Or do we vamp for Grief? I mean, the Grief's already dead, aren't they? So let's get Ancestral. Start working our way through our library. Only 38 more cards to draw before they kill us. And then after that, we just have to resolve a Thassa's Oracle. So, I mean, that's a lot of mana, isn't it? So I could play a Grief. I could find my dig through time. I could admit defeat. I think admitting defeat is probably best. Because our 2 big creatures to win the game with have gone. We're going to die to these sagas in record time. Maybe this is a construction error. So SA63 played a deck similar to this towards the end of last year. And that's kind of what I based myself off of. Maybe I can just like results-oriented thinking, cut my consult and be very sad about that. Maybe a ritual can go. And then a top tutor. Top tutors are usually fine when you're like combo on combo, right? I'm just going to trim fat, I think. Probably can't do anything on the land front. Entombs. Right, I'm going to drop Merchant Scroll. I think that's quite narrow. I don't know about dropping this Twister, so I might drop Mystical as well. That all makes sense to me. It might not make sense to people who play these decks regularly. Not specifically this one, right? But just like Underground Seas and combo things. Right, so we've got our dragon, which we can't get out of our hand. Is that correct? Right, we've encountered some deck building problems quite quickly, but that's fine. So let's get rid of our dragon. We've got a Sewers, we've got a Grief, we've got a Fluster. I'm going to keep this one. And I'm going to pitch. Okay, I'm actually going to pitch this, the Flusterstorm, I think. Because if they leyline me, we die. They didn't leyline me. Cool. Let's Grief pitching Bowman. Grief you. Time Walk, Ritual, Brainstorm, a billion sagas. What if we just take the Brainstorm? Okay, Grief's dead. Play a Sewers. Show me a dragon. Show me a dragon. Ancestral. Okay, fine. I'll leave that on top. And we'll pass the turn. 2 sagas, 2 rituals, a Time Walk, and a Flooded Strand is what they've got at the moment. That's what we know of. They've played their Flooded Strand for the turn. Immediately fetched it because they've drawn well. Good on them. They get an Underground Sea and play a Manifold Key. Fine. So we know their hand completely. Let's draw a card. Let's start on Ancestral. Animate Dead. And Probe. I know their hand, but I do kind of want to make a land drop, so I'm going to probe them. I didn't make a land drop, but that's fine. Do I want to Grief their Walk? Probably. Can't hurt, right? Because it's going to accelerate their... It's going to accelerate their sagas. So let's just take their Time Walk, leave them on Dark Ritual and Air. Or Dark Ritual and Sagas. There's one of the sagas. We've got one card in hand. Thassa's Oracle for us. We're going to cast a Ponder. Dark Ritual, Mox, Sapphire, Orcish Bowmasters. They all look pretty good. But are they as good as our opponent's sagas right now? So I've got no shuffles, right? So I have to go through these cards. Or I have actually got Thassa's Oracle. Or I can just shuffle. I think shuffling's fine. Found a Bowman. Didn't find a land. So opponent's saga goes up to 2. They draw a ruby and play it. They've got one mystery card in hand, and it was an Undercity Sewers. And they mill a Delta. Cool. Back to us. And we top deck the Sapphire again. So classic Modo Bugs over there. And can I play Thassa's Oracle here? It means I'm shields down on the Force of Will front, kind of. Or I can just play a Bowmaster. I'm going to play the Thoracle. I get to look at 2 cards. I get to drop them if I don't like them. Means I can block a Saga token unless they pay 3 mana to get through. There's a Dragon. Dragon's awful though, right? Because I can't get it out of my hand. We discussed this earlier. So put a card on top of your library. No, I don't think I will. I want to find lands. I want to find entombs. Depending on what this Saga token gets, this Saga gets here, we might have to bounce that. Alternatively, we can just bounce all the Saga constructs that they create over the next couple of turns. Oh, I exiled their Saga from their hand. Opponent gets a top. Opponent plays a Mox Jet. They've got 2 rituals and 1 card we don't know about. Oh no, we do know about it. It's an Urza Saga. I think I'll hang fire and just take the 6. They play another Saga. And they take a look with top. Cool. And we can bounce these 2 tokens, right, if we draw another blue card. If we draw Entomb, we'll win over our next turn. Underground Sea. So let's pass back to them. They've got 2 dark rituals. They're drawing a bunch of cards with top and Manifold Key. Which is fine. Oh, I could have flashed in the Bowmasters. I should have flashed in a Bowmasters. Vamp I'm not particularly fond of. So they've got top and a mystery card. Let's see what they have. They've got their top again. And that's it. I'll chump block this turn and take 6. Going down to 6. They've gone for Time Vault, which means I have to force pitching. Ooh. Echoing Truth. They look with top. And can they draw a card with top? Ugh, gross. Yeah, so maybe I missequenced this game. Plus the Storm, 4 spells. I've got 3 mana. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Never in the history of Magic have I won the first round of the league anyway. So let's go to the games that we have outs for, and I'll see you there. Okay, nerds. So, blah blah blah. Next round, I have this hand. I'm on the play against La La Best Teletubby. What do I do? So I kind of need the Undercity Sewers for the whole joke, right? The whole idea. So that kind of binks on turn 1 Entomb, turn 2 Animate Dead with no other plays. But I think we're still going to Entomb our dragon on 1. Maybe not on an actual factual one. I don't know what our opponent's doing though, so maybe I'll just go... It's Underground Sea, Entomb. So I could just get a Traxxas, right? That seems powerful enough, but it's just not what I wanted to do. Let's do that. Let's play a Delta to play around Wasteland. And then we'll go for an end step. We'll get an Underground Sea. Be very boring with it all. So I don't have loads of fast mana. I've got 3 Dark Rituals and 3 pieces of power. Bazaar of Baghdad. Huh. Squeevine. Tough beats. Okay. Probes me. Seems fine. Does that change anything? I don't think so. You've got 6 cards in hand. They just discarded 2 blue ones. Chalice on 0 doesn't affect my 1s and 2s. Hollow 1 is fine. Hollow 1 is fine. Cool. That's nice, because now they've just not got any cards that matter. Pluto Delta, we'll get an Underground Sea. Wink. And then we'll Entomb an Atraxa. Just declare the game over, I guess, or something to that effect. A Grief as well, can't cast it. Animate Dead. I'd love an Atraxa. Okay. This is my Atraxa. Discuss your thoughts and feelings. What do we get? We get... Ooh. So... I can take Animate Dead as my enchantment. I can take Demonic Tutor as my sorcery. Polluted Delta as my land. Vampiric Tutor as another card. I get a creature as well. Alright, I'll have an Orcish Bowmasters. And we win. So next turn we were going to be able to Dragon kill them. With Force and Misstep behind. And probably a Grief on the way through. So that was cool. What happens if you play powerful cards? Very, very legacy start that, wasn't it? So what do we want? we're going to go with 4 Leyline of the Voids. Oh, get these Null Rods out of here. 4 Leylines, 1 Serrazera Emissary, and a Tabernacle to Da. Those cards are coming in. We will drop Mental Misstep, Merchant Scroll. Like the top tutors, the black ones seem great. The blue one seems playable. I like Flusterstorm against Squee. Let's put that in the pile of cards that are coming in. I have done like absolutely zero sideboard mapping here, right? What if I just do 4 Griefs? Get you guys gone. Bring in an additional Flusterstorm. Cut a random card. Pick a random card. Dark Ritual or Mystical Tutor? I guess Dark Ritual. Ooh, I guess Dark Ritual is what I said. There we go. Don't know how good that is. Kind of just here to dragon at least one person once. This hand doesn't look very good on the draw against Squee. Can't imagine it. This hand does look very good. Of all the hands to look like something, this hand looks like one of them. Yeah, the hand looks fantastic. 2 Vigors gone as well. I'm going to keep this. Oh, I've got a bottom one. That's difficult. That's difficult. Maybe we just bottom Brainstorm and let Tab do the heavy lifting. Tab and Bowman. Yeah, alright. Makes sense. So Brainstorm is one of my few ways actually to get the dude out of our hand, isn't it? Maybe the only way. I think there is some fundamental issues with the way I've built my deck. Brainstorm and Time Twister. There you go. So they've got Bazaar of Baghdad, which sounds great. They exiled 2 Vigors, which I think is very funny for our Animate Dead deck. They've got a Vengevine this turn. So I'll probably just tab them then. Tab them, kill their guys. They've got 3 cards. Seems alright. It's a general plan. Oh, okay. Lock it in, lock it out. Okay, you've got 2 cards in hand. And then we've got a Dark Ritual to catch up with later. Okay. So all their creatures are dead. They've got to click through a bunch of times. And then they're going to have a Bazaar activation with 3 cards. So they're going to have 2 cards left. One of those 2 cards needs to be Wasteland for them to start to get anywhere. Or it needs to be like multiple Squeeze for them to build back into the game. This is their graveyard on the very left here. I'll get rid of their Exile Zone. That doesn't matter anymore. So they've got to start finding Wasteland. And then we can like just go Ritual Bowmaster, I guess. Or we could play an Undercity Sewers and play it slowly. I guess it depends on if they find the waste this turn. They did not. So let's go. Okay, so let's just win, I guess. They've got 2 cards. Play Underground Sea, cast Dark Ritual. Entomb. That was a great draw. We'll grab World Gorger Dragon. We'll grab our dragon. And then that's all going to go under there. The Animate Dead's going to go away. The dragon's going to die. Animate Dead's going to target a dragon. And I'm going to get a mana. And now this is magic. Ping you. Oh yeah. you. We did it. We did it. What a time to be alive. Right. That was fun. It's really upsetting that we were like a draw short that we had the bowman right, but hey ho, that was cool. Next round, see you there. Okay, round 3, we're up against Larson. And we've got a just generically good hand, right? So we'll keep this. Forces, ponders, multiple bowmasters. They haven't revealed a Lurrus. They have got a Gitaxian probe. These are my secrets. I would like to share them with you. Mishra's Workshop. Mox Emerald. Looks like a dual baller. Just going to go for like a ring on turn 1. And they eat a force off of it. Yeah, I'm going to force it. I'm going to force it. They've got nothing. We'll say no to nothing. Oh, I've got an Ancestral Recall. Okay. So pass the turn. Maybe I shouldn't pass the turn, actually. So they're not going to have negations in their deck. So let's go and get an Underground Sea, because I'm going to draw up to 7. And if I hit a Lotus, I'll have a Bowman. Okay, no, but we did find another force. Oh. Grim Monolith is fine. Coveted Jewel is not fine. I'll pitch the Thoracle. We'll all be sad, but we kind of have to, right? As they throw Haymakers at us, we have to counter their spells. Atraxa. So what do? I'll probably just play a Bowmaster, I guess. Or maybe I'm supposed to ponder for another Force of Will. Maybe that's better. Just because the Bowmasters don't actually beat Jewel that hard, right? That's a Grim Monolith. And an Otawara. And then we're just going to Bowman them on end step. And then, what do they have at instant speed? I'm so confused. PO, that makes sense. Okay, well played. I'll get an Underground Sea. I'll Bowmaster them. And then maybe they'll force me, maybe they won't. Ding dong. Cool, they're at 17. Nearly there. So we draw a Grief. What do I want to do with that information? I don't think anything for now. I think I want to play an Undercity Sewers. And put Flusterstorm into my graveyard. Maybe I should have griefed them first before I made decisions about what cards I want. I'll put it in my graveyard. I'll cast Grief. And then hopefully we'll take a payoff out of their hand and attack for 2. Oh, they've got Force of Will. Force of Will, pitching Force of Will. Okay. So let's just attack for 2. And at some point in my life I'll cast this Ponder, but it will not be today. It will not be today. Is that true? What am I drawing to? Because I can't get onto Force of Will this turn. No. I'm going to pass. I'm going to let them do stuff. So I guess I shouldn't let them do too much stuff. I need to like not let them PO too hard, but I also need to not just die to a metamorph. Right? So I need to trade I need my Bowmaster to kill their metamorph. They've only got 2 cards left, which is promising because they discarded 2 at last turn to my grief. They've got Karn Great Creator, which sounds fine to me. They've got 1 card left in hand. They're going to get something with Karn if they want it. They cast their Emerald, so they've got 5 mana. They're tutoring with Karn. Oh, 5, 6, 7 mana. Good grief, that's a lot of mana. So maybe they can just get like a Wormcoil or something here. And try and close the game that way. Yeah, they've got a Wormcoil engine. Sounds clever. Cool, I'm just going to flash in a Bowman. Ping their Karn. And then top deck like a god. It's just generally going to be the game plan. There's an Entomb. Let's ponder. Grief, Consult. I pitched my Thassa's Oracle earlier. I can Consult for Animate Dead in my upkeep. Or I can shuffle my deck. But like, I mean, we put Consult in our deck for a reason, right? So then let's go to combat. Let's combat our opponent's Karn with everyone. Pass the turn. They'll probably eat a Bowmaster. Karn dies, Bowmaster down. We need this to not be a Phyrexian Metamorph. It's just an Urza's Saga, which provided everything goes fine. That means we should now win. This is my exile zone, which we're just preparing. So I'm going to Entomb a dragon. Yeah, Entomb a dragon. I'm going to Consult for... Actually, I guess I should take my draw step first, right? They've got no responses. Dark Ritual. So let's Consult for an Animate Dead. And then let's Animate Dead a dragon. And win the game. So that's infinite damage with the Bowman. It's going to target them. And we win the game. Cool. Let's go to game 2. We get 3 null rods out of the deal. And maybe some Flusterstorms. Not Flusterstorms, these cards. Echoing Truth. Maybe. Let's see. I like everything that goes fast. And I like everything that stops me from dying. So maybe Twister's not a game plan. Dig's not a game plan. But Dig's 2 cards. Entomb Reanimate. Let's cut a Dark Ritual. Cut some mopey stuff. I like Misstep post board in case they've got something more effective. And I think I'm just going to cut one of these Echoing Truths actually. Okay, so next game, and we have got a hand of cards. I think I'm supposed to keep this shit. I've got an Ancestral. It's going to overdraw me to my dragon. You know, see how it goes. They've got a Grim Monolith on 1. They're on 5 cards at the moment, but obviously they're going to play more of them, if not all of them. That's a Trinisphere. That's exceptionally difficult to beat. So here's my Underground Sea, and I'll pass the turn. Cool. Cool story. So their turn 2. They've got nothing. Okay, good for us, good for us. There's my Underground Sea. And the moment we miss a land drop, if this holds, right, we're going to miss a land drop, we're going to discard a dragon. Oh no. Khan the Great Creator, fine. Annoying, but fine. For now, unless this gets the latticey thing. So Khan reveals something. Opponent unsure at this stage. It reveals a lattice, okay. We miss a land drop. We'll discard a dragon. We may just die if they hit their land and their mana. See if Khan goes and gets like a Tormod's Crypt or something. So maybe that was awful actually. So 2 Ancient Tombs get tapped. Opponent has a Lotus. Okay, we need to hit our land now and we win the game. Unless Khan does something good. Khan does nothing. So they've got Force of Will up. We miss on our land drop. So we're going to die to the Lattice. That's a shame. It's a shame because that was a cool hand. I obviously didn't keep any interaction on the draw against Jewel, which is not advised, I guess, but it had so many outs, right? And even towards the end there, it's just we draw a land and we win the game. I'm not convinced about how I'm sideboarding, so I'm going to press submit. Let's keep our 7 and let's have it be good. Okay, that's pretty fucking good, really. Annoying that this is tapped, but not against pitching Ancestral if it means I'm going to get a Null Rod into play. Let's play Undercity Sewers. Find me a land worthy of Mordor. Thank you. That will go on top, and we can pitch this Force if we want to. Okay, so that's an Urza's Saga. And a Mana Vault. Mana Vault's fine. Mox Emerald's fine. Mox Pearl is fine. Mox Ruby is fine. Many jewelries were had this day. And... oh no, wrong card. And I'd like to kill everything you did last turn. Thank you. Very kind. So, Saga ticks up to 2. Prey opponent doesn't have Academy. It's just an Ancient Tomb. Cool. Our turn. We've got a Grief. It isn't really the joke at the moment, right? Grief we don't really care about. So what can we do? Ancestral first, I guess. They might force it, and if they do, they do. Force negation, pitching a Metamorph. Okay. So now what? So now like Ritual, DT for Entomb, and then I'm just kind of top decking. Oh, maybe I did fuck this up. And their Saga's going to go off. Oh, this is really annoying. Maybe I'm supposed to just DT there and just... Do something good with my life. Because Ritual DT doesn't achieve anything, right? And they're just going to have 2 6/6s in play and I'm going to die again. Ritual DT is the only option I've got. The card in their hand doesn't really matter. So if I Ritual DT for Entomb, it doesn't really do anything. What does the rest of my deck look like? So this is roughly what we're working with. I think I've got access to An Echoing Truth. Ritual DT Entomb, Ritual DT Animate Dead doesn't really do anything. Ancestral's gone. I'm really annoyed actually at how I played this. It's like Ritual DT Echoing Truth is like really miserable as a play. I've got no answers for a Saga once it's in play. I'm going to do that because I can bounce their tokens and not be just like exceptionally dead. Is there anything better? This is what we're actually factually working with. I don't think so, right? It's all nonsense at this point. Let's get Echoing Truth to hand. That will hopefully keep us alive long enough to see through this Saga, and then we can deal with other stuff later. They're going to make a token, then they're going to make a token, and then they're going to tutor something. And hopefully none of these things deal with a Null Rod. They've got 1 card in hand in their upkeep. They're going to have 2 cards in hand and a tutored artifact in their main phase. So we're going to be up against some 7/7s. They get a Cage, which makes sense. Cage resolves because I need to bounce the tokens to stay alive, which means we're going to be hard casting this Grief to get it done. They're playing a Mana Crypt. They didn't make a second token. I am exceptionally confused. I think I have to bounce this now, and then we'll learn to cope, I guess. Maybe it was better to actually hold everything this turn, so I could go Ritual DT Echoing Truth this turn. We can't beat the next Saga, that's just a fact of life. I'll play a second Null Rod because I can. I don't think anything in their hand's ever going to matter. They've only got 1 Otawara. We've got Force of Will if we need it. Motherfucker. That's annoying. It's annoying that they found it so quickly. Cool. Yeah, just 2 draw steps to the next Saga. I'm a bit annoyed about my Ancestral play. I feel like I had the time to chill out. DT for a card that does something. I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, them having 2 Sagas in their top few cards was pretty big game for them. I don't have another Echoing Truth. I took that out. I'll play my Polluted Delta. How big is this token? Thick. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we can't beat that, can we? Not without the combo. Mana Crypt fails to hurt them. Mana Vault fails to hurt them. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with this loss. I felt like I had better decisions to make, and I just kind of just punted away that Ancestral. Like, even if I just lead DT, right, to try and set something up, and they force that, then I kind of don't care. And I don't know if I don't care, I don't know if that's true. Maybe none of it worked, and I was just exceptionally dead the whole time. Yeah, well. Let's go to 1. Let's take a look at our deck. Let's get an Undercity Sewers. And then likely just die. There's an Entomb. If I put that on top, I can't do anything. Cool. Right, next round. Annoyed at that one, but it's fine. I'll see you for round 4. Okay, next game. We've got some powerful cards, so I think I'm going to keep this. We're on the draw against O-Golden, and the general game plan here is to play an Undercity Sewers, get wastelanded and die. So let's see how that pans out for us. And then go from there. They've revealed a Lurrus of the Dream Den, which is something they're allowed to do. And they've got Sol Ring. Cool story. So I'm going to play a tap land. And I'm going to put Demonic in my yard. Because I need to draw a land. I appreciate that Demonic is good. I kind of need to draw a land. That's not a wasteland. They've paid 3 mana for a walk, or 2 mana for a walk. They've got 1 floating. And they just let it go. See if they find another wasteland. Yeah, they've got a wasteland. Cool. So tough beats on the home team. We knew it was going to happen. It was foreseen. They buy a Lurrus, and that's the turn. So over to us. We miss. We'll put a Traxxas in the graveyard. Opponent's turn. They play Ancestral. Wow. Cool. Cool start. I mean, they had the same hand as us, right? Just with more power and less tap lands. So the way it goes. They do stuff. We do nothing. So yeah, stuff happened. They probed me. They got 7 cards. Are they going to stop taking game actions at some point? I just want to see my next card so I can concede already. Okay, they're paying for a cruise. Next game. Yeah, so that was probably just a big error on my keep, but my hand looked cool and pretty, so I don't know. I don't really know how I'm supposed to compete with that. Let's bring in a Long Goodbye. Couple of those. Let's drop a Mystical and a Vamp. Maybe we just drop a Ritual for a Fluster, just because our whole game plan of casting a Ritual doesn't sound great against the Lurrus decks, in my opinion. And then Long Goodbyes are in case they're on a blue-white version. This says a lot of player name at the moment, so let's wait for the game to work. Oh, it's here. Fine. Okay, so same sort of idea, except we've got untapped lands. I think I'm going to lead on Undercity Sewers again, though. I don't know if I'm going to grief them. I guess I Undercity Sewers and find out. And then I've got Force of Will and Mental Misstep. Let's play this land. That's a Mox Sapphire. Kind of doesn't do anything, right? Let's pitch that. Don't need that. Let's lean on Force of Will this turn and grief them in the future. See if we can bink a Lurrus out of their hand later. Opponent did mulligan to 6, which is fine by me. They've got an Emerald. They cycle a Lorien. Put an underground sea and a jet. And then so they're just holding up a bowman. We draw another land. I'm going to pass again. They don't flash in a bowmaster. They've got strip mine. I'm going to get an undercity sewers. Try and sculpt a bit more. Okay. We'll put the sea in the graveyard. Don't need that flooded as anything anyway. Opponent might waste me here. I don't know. No, thinks better of it. And we get a brainstorm. So let's play a Delta and pass the turn again. So this is it. This is the turn for the Orcish Bowmasters. I'm going to put back an Entomb and a Underground Sea. And your Bowman resolves. That's fine. So we've got an Entomb. So we can Entomb for a dragon. They've got Demonic Tutor, which is fine. They've got like a twist or something that they're going to go for here. And they've got Lotus. Strip mine me. I'm going to float a black. And cast Entomb. Get a dragon. Oh, maybe I'm not going to cast Entomb. Yeah, alright. I think I put my deck on top in the wrong order though. Just out of being me. I think there's an Underground Sea on top. Now they'll buy Lurrus and I'll be able to... Oh no, they're going to play a Brainstorm, so I'll counter that, I guess. I am going to fetch because I don't know what order I put my cards in, and I'd rather... I was thinking they were going to buy Lurrus, to be honest with you. Do I fetch or do I just draw an Underground Sea and cry? I guess I have to fetch. And then we'll draw. Grief. It's not enough mana for all of it, is it? No. So let's just cast a Black Lotus. And grief our opponent. So that's going to get the Twister if they vamped for it. It gets a dig through time. Now we'll play a Delta. Hopefully they then buy Lurrus and we can then top deck a land and grief them again, I guess. And just win like that and win like this. Wasteland. So I guess we can't top deck a land. We can still top deck a ritual though. They're paying costs. I'm going to get my land now. They can't really attack. We can draw a Tark Ritual, please. Entomb. I guess I pitch Entomb and just take their Lurrus. And they're winning the race. Yeah, 6 turns and 6 turns. Yeah, I don't think I can win. Hang on. So I'm on 7 turns, right? So, yeah, let's just pass. Hope they draw nonsense. Hope we draw something. So they can just like draw a land for the turn. That would be delightful. I think I messed up my brain. Well, I definitely messed up my brainstorm earlier because I fetched it again after casting Entomb. One thing would be nice is if we can draw an Animate Dead or a Reanimate. So if they attack here, it means that they've drawn Bowmasters. They didn't. I'm going to Animate Dead their Lurrus then. Okay, cool. They drew a Spell Pierce. So, nose all around. Your turn. They drew a Bauble. They Bauble someone. Or they hold the Bauble maybe. They hold the Bauble, which is cool. I draw a Ponder, which is not cool. Well, it is cool. I guess I just hold the Ponder for a moment. So I don't turn on their Orc army just yet. And then try and build some cards, and if I have to pitch it, I do pitch it, sort of thing. So they baubled someone, not chat, game log. They looked at my card, so they know what I'm drawing next turn, and they've got nothing to do with that information at the moment. They're going to have 2 cards in their hand this turn because of the bauble. They play a Sol Ring. And with their Sol Ring, they cast a Time Vault. I mean, they're top decking. If they top deck their way out of that, that's fine. I think the fact that I'm holding the Ponder and I can do a bit of sculpting once I've found out what I'm sculpting for seems good. Probe. Alright then, I'm going to Ponder. Yes, it means their Orc army can start attacking. I don't need Thassa's Oracle. What order do I want to do this in though? Because I can draw Entomb, or I can win the Bowmaster battle. So I guess I draw Entomb now. Bowmaster's next turn. Bowmaster or Bowmaster, trade my grief off. I have the Bowmaster, and then probes and shit from there. And then if they draw a Saga, I guess I've just got to punt away my Entomb and try and draw out of it. So we'll trade with the army token. And then I will play my Bowmaster sorcery speed. Kill your Bowmaster. Probe you, because that's going to get me into another blue card. Oh, they've got another Bowmaster. Well, fuck. That's very annoying. What a sick draw. I just never cast this in team either. So they attack for 3. They got a Delta, cool. I'd like to draw a land now. Another Entomb. I'm going to play a Thassa's Oracle to block with, because I'm dying. Consult. Let's take the Consult then. So the next turn is going to be draw Consult, Entomb for Animate Dead, Entomb for Dude. They don't attack. We draw the Consult. They've got 2 cards in hand. They choose not to skip their turn. They've got 2 cards in hand now. Orkami comes in, Thassa's Oracle blocks. Orc comes into play, that's fine. Gonna ping me and finish off the Thoracle. Where am I going with this though? That's the next big question, isn't it? I'm going to cast an Entomb. If I get the dragon, it doesn't get me anywhere. It gets me infinite mana. And then an Entomb for an Atraxa, actually. So once I've got infinite mana, I can Entomb my Atraxa. I can animate that Atraxa. I can just Entomb Atraxa now, which is better. So, okay, right, so if I get the dragon, I can make infinite mana for a while, and then at some point Entomb for an Atraxa. That will draw me some cards and I'll have an Atraxa in play. I think that's good. And I'll have loads of mana floating as well. So now I'm going to consult for Animate Dead. Oh shit, there's so many cards. Atraxa's gone. Now what? Time Twister's gone, Time Warp's gone. I've got 7 cards in my deck. One, two, 3 Bowmasters are gone and one's in the graveyard. I could Animate Dead Lurrus. After all of that. Animate Dead Lurrus. Play Lotus out of my graveyard. Yeah, I did my dragon, I think. Get some mana. And then work out what to do after that. It's going to target this guy. And then I get to make some mana. Okay. I'm not sure where we're going with this, that's my issue, right? All of my... Oh no, this is actually balling, right? No, we can get there, So okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of mana. I'm not sure what the mana's doing for us actually at this point, but then we can animate dead their Lurus. And now I can animate dead my dragon. And now my dragon's going to exile everything, and the other animate dead's going to come back in, and I'll get a bowman. And now I'm getting all the creatures into play. And life is sweet again. Okay. Everything gets exiled. Or did I stack everything wrong? No. And then I target dragon with the first one, bowman with the second one. Fire truck wins. That looks like a good thing to say. That took me a long while to come together. Why is Lurus on their side of the battlefield? Or then return all exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Interesting. That was cool though. That took me a moment to piece together. I was just going to tap lands and make mana. Luckily it only took us 2 loops to find that line. Take their Lurus to get back another animate dead. Okay, right, now that we've gone through that nonsense once, what do we want to do? Do I want another Fluster to fight stuff? I don't think like Fluster's the fight that we're on. I'm just going to submit again. I'm kind of having fun whilst I muddle my way through this. What match are we on for? Cool. So Ponder, animate dead, Bowman Twister, right, looks pretty good. So let's keep this, see if we can bring something together. The Bowman on Bowman battle is tough. I'm not used to that. I will probably just play fetch land and cast Ponder on turn 1, if allowed. Oh, a Lotus. Ooh, a Lotus. I'm going to cast Ponder. Cool. So we draw a land, that's cool, that's good. We've got Misstep up, we've got Force of Will up, and it'll be pitching the Misstep at almost every point along the curve here. Opponent's got a C. Misstep that, they've got a force back. Do I want to force back? Not really, right? Because I kind of want to just punt this Twister at them. But maybe I have to. What's the top card of my deck? It was Reanimate, wasn't it? No, I think I'll force this back. They've only got 1 card. And they're going to lose a Saga thingy this way. So we draw a Reanimate. We'll play a Misty, and I think hold fire on the Misty. But likely just going to be fetching the joke card to the land, praying to Bink that way. So Saga goes up to 3. They might get a construct if they want one. They do want one. They've just drawn nonsense. That's cool. They've got a 3/3, and the card that they get is a bauble. Okay then. And they've got a wasteland. Okay. I'm just going to put my Bowman in play. Bowman you. Top deck and Entomb, please. It's an Undercity Sewers. Basically Entomb, alright? Not right, okay. Well, that can go on top. And then we'll pass. They've got one card in hand, and currently no Bauble trigger. Don't know if they are going to Bauble into the Bowman. No, okay, cool. So 2 cards after the draw step. Nothing going on there. I wanted to play out my Lotus last turn, didn't I? Really. So let's draw our Ancestral, cast our Lotus. And then let's go to their upkeep, because I think we're kind of cruising at the moment. No need to screw it all up. They Bauble me. Does that mean that they've drawn a Bowmaster here? No. Let's Bowmaster Ancestral ourselves. Entomb. So we should win next turn. Or we will win next turn. And if they could draw a Bowmaster here, that would be cool. So we'd get to win with like Thassa's Oracle. Doesn't look like they did. Okay, so let's cast an Entomb on their end step. Paying some costs, that's fine. Because I've got all the other costs covered as well. So that gets countered. They've got 2 cards in hand. They draw a card. Target you. Not a dragon. Good. Let's play a Flooded Strand. Fetch our Undercity thing. Not the dungeon, but the... Okay, so it's like a big amount of lag on Modo. Yeah, cool. Great. Undercity Sewers. Basically Entomb, right? No, it's just a Mox Jet. Let's cast another Entomb. Let's get a dragon. Let's cast Animate Dead on our dragon. Do they have a Force of Will? No, we win the match. How fun. I'll see you for round 5. Okay, kids, final round. We are on the play against Federico Madao. I guess Madao rather than Madio. Never mind, right, we've got an Atraxa in our hand. How can it possibly go wrong? They've revealed a Lurrus. I've beaten that just now. 5 cards, or 5 lands, 4 lands. Fuck me, I'm struggling today. Right, 4 lands, Atraxa Ponder. Entomb. Yeah, right. I'm going to keep it. I came here to cast Entombs. So let's go Delta, grab a C, and just cast Ponder. We cast Ponder, they cast Misstep, we lose. Cool game, cool game. They've got a Bauble and an Opal, okay, so a bit more of a Null-Roddy matchup. Right, our hand was busted. Show me the PO, my man. Show me the PO. He buys Lurrus. Pays a red for a Goblin Engineer. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. So Turbo Vault key things. Misstep into 4 artifacts in an academy. Engineer's going to put the Time Vault likely into the graveyard. And then from there, we can gradually piece away to piece a route to defeat. Oh, opponent's a bit on the tank here, and just a Lotus. How intriguing. They bauble me. And then it's our turn. So they didn't see anything particularly egregious in terms of cards there. So we've drawn a Force of Will, which they've now got to think about. Let's have a look at our top card, and it's a Dig Through Time. I mean, it's not that I don't want that, it's just that I can't take that, right? If I'm entombing, so maybe I just played the wrong land. Yeah, because entomb into fetch Undercity was way better. I wish I took, more than half a minute to think about what I was doing. Let's get rid of this. Going into our graveyard anyway. Let's pass the turn. They know we've got a Force. They don't know about our blue cards. But they can probably piece together that I've got one. So they might bauble me again, so then they will untap with a billion cards. No, don't fancy it. And then I'll just entomb the dragon on their end step anyway, because there's no reason not to. I think. I don't know what I'm fighting over here. If I'm fighting over anything, if I'm fighting over Lurrus, if I'm fighting, I'm fighting over a PO. PO for 4 is a bit much. So Saga Grim. So they tap some manas. I can activate the Goblin Engineer, get rid of the Mana Crypt, bring back the Lotus, cast Lurrus, and I'm going to Force of Will, targeting Lurrus of the Dream Den. That's what I'll do. Wait. I'm really annoyed about that last sequencing. This is the problem with me memeing new decks at like 10 PM. So 2 cards in hand for the opponent though. They bauble me. Cool. That doesn't really mean much because we're just going to entomb a dragon on our end step anyway. So let's entomb. Put a dragon in the yard. And an Animate Dead off the top wins here. Bowmasters. Okay. So let's play Misty. Pass the turn to our opponent, who's now only got like 2 mana. Right, they're suddenly really low on the mana sources. Do they have a ball trigger on the stack? No, that was last turn. So Saga's going to tick up to 2. We've got Spire of Industry. And that casts a Lavinia. I mean, I've got cards, so I don't care. I'm going to get in with the Goblin. We're going to get in with the Orc. So, some Mordor on Mordor action here. Block the Goblin. 2 cards for the opponent. We're going to fetch our other Undercity here. If the opponent allows it. Oh no, they just conceded. Boo. Cool, so long goodbyes look like they'll be good against Turbo Vault Key, as do Norods. So, what do we want to drop though? I'm going to drop a Dark Ritual, I'm going to drop my Mystical, I'm going to drop my Vamp. I don't know if that logic still holds up in this day and age. I think the Flusterstorms look a bit loose. I'm a bit concerned about my counter suite at the moment. I think that needs some work. And then what else goes? Maybe just a time. No, I think the Merchant Scroll can go. I think the Merchant Scroll is really questionable. I think that could be a negation. I know Merchant Scroll for Ancestral is good in a mid game and stuff, but I think that could quite easily be a negation for us to have a bit more to combat other decks, basically. Okay, so game 2, final game of the day. This hand's not playable. We're going to mulligan. This hand kills kind of quickly, so we'll keep this. I will drop a Bowmaster and say done. We have got the annoying opening hand Undercity Sewer, which is going to happen when you play 2 of them. So an Urza Saga for the opponent. And a Pithing Needle. I wonder what needle names. What did they see that was needleable? Just Delta? Mother. Cool, some other stuff comes into play. Ritual. Mox Jet. So let's play an Undercity Sewer. I hope we don't get wastelanded next turn. Put a Null Rod on top of our library, I guess, and cast a Jet, because then if they counter my Entomb on end step, I'll have a Null Rod. Are they thinking of countering my Jet? No, cool. So, going into the next turn might be the turn. I'm still going to cast this Entomb despite topping with the Undercity. So Saga ticks up. Actually, Entomb's really... Null Rod's really bad for me, right? Because my Polluted Delta's dead. So they've got a Lavinia. A Manifold Key, which means I think we're just going to win here. They look at my Null Rod. But I can't really put a Null Rod into play. Let's go Entomb. Put a dragon into play. Untap, they draw a card with Bauble. So I could kill Lavinia. I think I'd rather Animate Dead. Play a land. Play Animate Dead on our dragon. And if this gets through, we can deck ourselves and win. Got through. Dragon comes in, dragon goes away. Animate Dead targets a dragon. Undercity Sewers will happen. Oh shit. I think I've stacked my triggers wrong. So I need to target this. Is that right? Oh gosh. Clicking buttons. Yeah, so let's do it this way around. Let's always yield to this. Put a Reanimate in the graveyard. This is going to be 20 minutes of clicking now, the rest of this video, but we have won the game because we're going to deck ourselves and we're going to put Thassa's Oracle onto the battlefield. So we got to do the whole thing and everything and win in all the different ways. I know I can show them a thing right now, a Bowmaster, which would make this all quicker, but I don't want to. I want to kill them with a Thassa's Oracle. So that's what I'm going to do. Basically until I get bored, I think. Where are we at? I've got to press OK. Okay, cool. Dink, dunk. So I can yield to some more triggers. And then put your graveyard. And here we are decking ourselves. So I think the deck was cool. Okay, so that might invoke a concession actually. I think the deck was cool. I think my play was questionable. And then I'm going to play it some more, basically. We've got the London Vintage event coming up at some point soon in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to consider playing this there. I'm going to put this in the graveyard. So yeah, I want to play something different. It's not that I don't like playing Bazaar of Baghdad, it's just I don't feel like it's the best place for it right now. And we've got a concession. Cool. So that's a 3-2 finish. I think the games that I lost, there was a few questionable things that happened. My Magic Online's just going to crash quickly, so ignore that. There we go. There's some sort of collection edition. I don't know if I want another fatty. I don't think so. I think we're fine where we are. I'm not sure about the consult idea. Like, it's nice with the Thassa's Oracle, but you know, when we're on Ponders, is like raw dogging the consult actually good? Would it be better if this was just another reanimate and I had a better grief scan package? And then go away Spotify. And then yeah, I think Merchant Scroll's questionable. I think we can clean up a little bit and try and just find some more interaction or something. But I think otherwise that was really quite fun. It says 61. Did I just run a 61 card league? Yeah, well, who cares? That was very fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I will see you soon.